Hi, everybody. It's meteorologist Joe Cioffi here on this Sunday, and I figured I better do this live stream early because I'm still suffering from this wicked summer cold of mine that I contracted last Thursday, and I'm into the Thursday, Friday, such as the fourth day. I'm actually feeling a little bit better today than I was yesterday. Yesterday was awful, and I don't know if those of you may have seen my live stream of my library talk yesterday. You can see I was having a really difficult time getting through it, but I at least was able to do it, so that's a good thing. And I will perhaps attempt to live stream the next library talk, which is next Saturday coming up in North Babylon on Long Island. So if you are on Long Island, I'll be at the North Babylon Library in Deer Park. Also having my usual array of signal issues around here, so hopefully you're able to see this live stream well. I'll try to keep it going as long as I can. It's been a tough fight. I don't know whoever it was on Thursday who noticed I kept rubbing my eyes. I guess that really sort of pointed out the fact that I was coming down with something. So taking a look at the satellite, and by the way, thanks for the kind words. Maryland Treasure Hunters Adventure TV, will it ever stop raining? I know you are really getting hit pretty hard with some of the rain that's been going on across the mid-Atlantic states, and that actually continues today. You can look on the satellite picture here on the satellite loop, and we've got the Northeast and mid-Atlantic states, at least the southern areas of the Northeast and the mid-Atlantic states covered in clouds. And actually, if you look up in northern New England, there's drier air that is working southward, and it's reached me because I break out into some sunshine in the last hour, although the cloud line seems to be sitting right over me at the moment. You have low pressure in the western lakes rotating through, and that's pushing eastward. So eventually this area is going to lift northward back up tonight and on Monday morning. So some of the rain that you're getting, I'm going to get late tonight and tomorrow, but the heavy rains do continue across parts of the mid-Atlantic states, and we can show you that on the radar. So we'll bring up the regional radar and take a look at what we're seeing at midday. It is just a few minutes after the hour of noon, so I just want to make sure everybody knows if you're watching this live stream later today, please go ahead and check your local National Weather Service forecast office page at radar so you have the latest about where the rain is. One of the problems today as you look at the regional radar is that we don't really see a whole lot of movement. There's an actual counterclockwise rotation going on here because we have an upper air low sitting in eastern Virginia that is not yet moving. It's waiting for that Great Lakes system to come by and just sort of kick this along, which it is going to do. But in the meantime, you've got this east-west band of heavy rain running across Delaware and through Maryland, back into northeastern Virginia. And then there's also a stick of heavy rain in west central Pennsylvania that has been sitting there all night long and into this morning. So the flood risk for this area is pretty high for today. Flood watches are up, and we're probably going to see flood warnings get posted in some places before too long. As far as the risk of severe weather is concerned on this Sunday, we don't have a large area of risk. The area in the east is basically under a general area of thunderstorms, but we do have a marginal risk of severe weather. That marginal risk area is kind of large, and it extends up into the Ohio Valley, up the Appalachians, and covers much of the Gulf Coast from East Texas over through northern Florida and southeast Georgia. And we do have a slight risk of severe weather indicated in parts of West Texas and through much of New Mexico, and also a marginal risk up in the Northwest, up in northern Idaho and northeastern Oregon and Washington. So, but unlike what we saw in the last few days, we had a few days where we were dealing with some areas of enhanced and even moderate risk of severe weather. We don't really see all that much happening today from that respect. So really, it's a concentration of the moisture that's running around in the mid-Atlantic states that's kind of front and center at the moment. I want to point out that we've got this low that is moving up the coast. I'm going to take a look at the NAM model, and we'll it was showing this yesterday, but I was in no condition to actually deal with it. But when we run through this for tonight, the NAM was actually showing some snow up in parts of northern Maine. But as far as the rain is concerned, with low pressure, you can watch the radar echo start to translate northeastward. That rain starts to move into New Jersey and on up into New England as we go through Monday. And then once that's done, we probably will see weather conditions improve. There's going to be another front that's going to work its way southward on Tuesday, and that could bring in a chance for showers later Tuesday into Tuesday night. Meanwhile, you've got low pressure. That low pressure goes south of Nova Scotia and actually showing a little bit of snow up in parts of New Brunswick. The NAM not nearly as bullish as what it had yesterday, and then that moves away to the northeast. Looks like another little low comes off the New Jersey coast as we move into Tuesday night, and then that runs away to the northeast. So finally, by Wednesday, we do have some improving weather conditions. And, the models are all pretty much the same with this. There really isn't too much difference regarding where we're going forward for this week, because once that's done, I think we're going to have some decent weather here for the rest of the week and maybe into next week. And this is the new GFS, which takes us as far out as the end of next week. And the weather does look good. Next Saturday is the Belmont Stakes, and we have a Triple Crown at stake here. So we'll see if Justify has to run in a sloppy track again. But we'll back up one GFS run and see what the early look is. And we do have a weather front that's coming through on Friday with the chance for showers. But then, right now, this is going to be a little bit dicey with another one of these situations with a frontal boundary to the south of us, whether that's going to mean for some problems next weekend. So we'll see. The pattern is such that we are getting these weather systems coming down from the north with these highs. That's actually going to keep things rather cool, at least through the first part of this month. Before we start to see maybe some change. By the way, we still have the GFS showing, some kind of tropical system along about day 9 and 10. But I want to point out that we are not seeing this show up on any of the other models yet. So the rule with me, and that is, until I start to see it showing up on at least one other model, so we can get a little bit of confirmation, there really isn't going to be too much value in having a model throw out a tropical storm at will over a period of many days. But it is coming inside the 10-day time frame, so I guess we want to pay attention to it. The GFS did do okay once it figured out that that there was going to be something there. It did do okay with tropical storm, subtropical storm Alberto. So here's the pattern here. We look at the upper air. We still have this blocking pattern with the blocking high over Greenland, trough in the east that moves on through. So at least for a little while this week, we get into a northwest flow. There is going to be a tropical system down in the Pacific. If you look south of Baja, there's a tropical storm being indicated, and the National Hurricane Center does have a risk of this system there now. A 90% chance of this developing in the next 5 days. So I think that models kind of reflect all that. The block eventually does break down to some degree. So at least we do have weather systems starting to move along in the long term. There's some hint of a ridge here, getting into a ridge position for a couple of days around the middle of the month. Whether that lasts or not remains to be seen. But we're just going to move along here in June mode. As we complete the transition over from the spring pattern into a summer pattern. So once again, I apologize for the way I sound and the way I feel. This cold has been, hit me pretty hard. I actually slept for 13 hours. I went to bed last night at 7 o'clock and slept until 8 o'clock this morning, although it was a bit interrupted in the middle of the night by some fireworks from a wedding that was going on not that far from here, as I found out later on, especially because since a friend of mine went to this wedding, so he told me that it was their fireworks. But no matter, I'm feeling a little bit better today, and hopefully I'll be back up to speed in a couple of days, and my energy level will pick up. So, okay, so you know what? It's midday on a Sunday, and I'm thinking since the weather across much of the country is okay, you much rather be doing some stuff outdoors than watching me telling you about it. So hopefully the weather is good where you are. If you're up in New England, you're having a great day, nice and cool. Robert Russo, 60s in northern Rhode Island. Yeah, you got that dry air coming down from New England, reaching almost to me, but not quite. But at least I'm not raining here. So good. Enjoy it. Timothy Veltman, I'm trying to get better. So it's tough. And I guess the Yankees are playing down in Baltimore because I haven't been paying attention. So there's another rain out again today. Raymond, you're in severe weather mode as always up in the Albany area. Sean K, good to see you on here. Sorry you haven't been able to catch the live streams, but you can always watch it on the replay on the out of the video library. And thanks, T-Bear. Hopefully I'll be again up to speed in another day or so. All right, I just want to mention real quick that the link on Amazon on the description of this video. If you shop on Amazon and you go through that link, it's a great way to support my channel. Amazon throws back some coin my way, so everybody's happy, I guess. But no obligation to do so. I just wanted to put that out there. It's a part of the Amazon affiliate program that allows this channel to earn some fees from Amazon if you shop there via the link. So thank you very much for those of you who have or have considered it. In the meantime, there's some website posts. I'll try to get some up there. It's again, my head's kind of like all clogged up, so it's hard for me to sit down and write this stuff. So, but they're up there at meteorologistjoecioffi.com, and Angry Ben's got New York City taken care of on nycweathernow.com. Have a great rest of your Sunday, folks, and we will see you tomorrow.